Alrighty. So, I have a deck that I'm actually got a request to play that I kind of want to get some practice with, and I think that's what I'm going to start with. I don't know if the deck is considered meta or not. I've run into a deck like this before, but I don't know if it's actually considered good. And this is the list that I was given for it. So I'm not going to make any adjustments to this one. I've got another deck that I'm going to make some tweaks to later, and I've got... I can probably do maybe some coffers stuff later in the stream, depending on what people want to see. Hopefully the bot notifies. Okay. So let me actually update Stream Decker for once and pretend I'm a real streamer. This deck is mildly expensive because it plays a playset of Solitude and a playset of Grief, which is basically what... Hey, Six Sigma, welcome! And I actually think you are first. Yeah, so we're gonna try out this deck today. Not gonna play a full league with it just yet, unless I really, really like it. Don't let Bone Daddy hear that. All right. It's been too long since I it's been too long since I started playing some modern content here. We're looking for Orzhov Blink. Orzhov Blink, where is it? There it is. Thanks, I appreciate the reminder. Yeah, I think we're gonna keep this. Opponent leads on Scalding Tarn. We draw planes. So play Hive of the Eye Tyrant and exile Persist to get a Grief. Stack the triggers this way so we get to look first. Good evening to you too, Mixum. How's it going? Undying Evil. Eat that, fetch land. Opponent fetches up a hollowed fountain. Oh, you know what? This is probably a path. Okay. Well, I wasted an Undying Evil. That's fine. Let's see. Teferi, Jace, Cryptic. Take Teferi. Pass the turn. Wing Wong, welcome. How's it going? What's your giant dilemma, Mixum? Nice. Welcome, Tarek. We draw Malakir Rebirth. Opponent plays Seachrome Coast. So we're going to play a Plains and play Stoneforge Mystic. Let's go get some Sword. Pass the turn. Oh, it's not my birthday. So I completely missed that part of the message. But you know Kano. Not only can he read, he actively refuses to. So opponent has another Sea-Chrome Coast. So we know they're holding Cryptic, Cryptic, and Jace. So play a Plains. Play Charming Prince. Let's go ahead and go Scrying. Undying Evil and Solitude. You want to put both of those to the bottom, and we'll pass. You can sell 24 cards from your competitive EDH you don't play anymore for about $1,000, and you don't know if you should. If you need the money for something right now, then probably. If you don't need the money right now, I would wait. Okay, so opponent is leaving up Cryptic Command. Let's go ahead and put Sword into play. Untap. Draw Concealed Courtyard. So... Equip Sword. Kano was elected to lead, not to read. You hate Stoneforge, therefore you hate this deck? I mean... reasonable. Kano is right, surprisingly. Tarek. So opponent could bounce Sword of Fire and Ice here with Cryptic. They can Cryptic tap. There's a lot of things they can do. Opponent is going to tap and draw. Okay. I mean, it sounds like it's a reasonable decision to sell your cards. Mix them. Is that true, Six Sigma? You found another Tron player? Opponent is going to bolt. Let's Malakir Rebirth. This means they like have to Cryptic again. Because otherwise we can just go get like Kaldra. Don't say that. Tarek. I am absolutely replaceable. Fair enough. It's not my birthday, mix-up. Oh my gosh. Opponent is going to counter the Malakir Rebirth and bounce the sword. So they're playing like they have Force? Kind of? Play sword. Suit up. Go to combat. Hit them for 4. Shoot them and draw. Okay. We'll get a Charming Prince. Opponent opts. Oh, man. So, speaking of using Kano to type for you, I definitely have tried some auto closed captioning programmatically. I used a like speech detection script that would transcribe what I was writing. And it was all fine and dandy until I say any magic word that doesn't have like training data for it, and then it just completely breaks down. Opponent is going to Prismatic Ending to kill the Sword of Fire and Ice. Alright, it gets exiled. The last card in their hand is Jace. We untap. We draw Kaya's Guile. Let's play Amaria, Shattered Skyclave, tapped. Go to combat, and attack for 2. I'm doing alright. I actually got some exercise done today. It was good. I went running, which I don't normally do. I ran for about 5 minutes, which is a lot more than I thought I would be able to run. We're going to slow flicker Stoneforge here. Oh, actually, we're going to slow flicker Charming Prince. Then it's going to enter, and we're going to slow flicker Stoneforge. Alright. Pass the turn. This way, if they Wrath, we still have Stoneforge. Have you tried to train it specifically on magic vocabulary and slang? No, because I don't have a data set. I could build one, it would just take an inordinate amount of time, and I don't have that kind of patience. Opponent plays Jace and Brainstorms. Fevered Mind, white cards, eh? Welcome, Fevered Mind, how's it going? Get Maul. Untap. We draw Persist. So let's put in Caldra. Bone Daddy hasn't seen this deck yet. Welcome, Morpheo. How's it going? Versus Control. I might want Sword of Truth and Justice? Question mark? I don't know that that's actually good. I probably want Fracture. Let's bring in some Fractures. It seems better than Damn. If I can think of a way to organize it and people want to contribute, we could totally do something like that. That actually might be pretty fun. Sword of Truth and Justice equals Superman Sword. Is this a mad meta submission or tryharding? This, I actually don't know what to classify this under, but somebody does want me to play this, and I'm going to play it for one of those videos. Yeah, I'm just going to bring in 2 Fracture for the 2 Damn. Undying Evil, Malakir Rebirth, a whole bunch of Flickering, but no Grief. There's Grief. Alright, I will keep this. I'm going to put back Callous Blood Mage. Hearth and Home, I think, Orfeo. We draw Charming Prince. Yeah. We'll play Concealed Courtyard to play around, the, Mana Tithe. Opponent Paths. Thank you, sir. Go and get a Plains. Opponent has Opt, Lightning Bolt. Take Bolt. Okay, pass the turn. Opponent had to Path because they were worried about like us having an Ephemerate or an Undying Evil or something. Opponent plays a Sacred Foundry tapped. We untap and draw Ephemerate. Halsey, thank you for resubscribing. You're a wonderful human being, and I appreciate the support. Let's go ahead and play Stoneforge. Go and get a Caldra. Complete. Pass the turn. No, I've not picked which deck. I was waiting for a little bit so I wouldn't have to buy some of the Modern Horizons 2 staples that I needed. But I ended up buying them anyway. So it'll be before the end of the month. Probably not for a few days because I'm going camping this weekend. So I'll be out of town and away from the computer for 3 days, which will be amazing. Opponent is going to Snapcaster Mage. Recall 33, thank you for resubscribing. 4 months. Much appreciated. You're a wonderful human being. So opponent played that island. They're going for the path. Let's ephemerate. Oh wait, that's also an upside. Opponent gives up. I mean, this deck seems good versus control, am I right? Q in again. Oh, let's start gambling. Alright. Hang on, let me get to my mod layout. Apologies, opponent. I don't know. This was submitted to me by a another patron on Patreon, so I don't know where this deck is actually from. It's somebody who was on Twitter. Yes, Mav, we beat them. Somebody who was on Twitter recommended this deck to me, and I think this is a mulligan. All right, we'll try it. I'm gonna put back planes. How many skulls would it take for the legendary chair stream? We untap. Draw Stoneforge Mystic. Play Silent Clearing and pass the turn. $100 channel points to 5.3k. Surprised we don't have more doubters. Opponent plays Pentad Prism, so it's looking like my opponent is the Ad Nauseam deck. Mom, it's not my birthday. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's Godless Shrine here. Play Stoneforge, and we'll go and get Caldra. We're gonna need to win this game in a hurry. Unfortunately, I kept a hand without grief in it. Opponent plays another Darkslick Shores, 2 mana, suspends Profane Tutor, and passes. We untap. Oh yeah, there's a hype train just about to start. If anybody else subs or donates bits. Play Ameria Shattered Skyclave. And let's go ahead and put Cauldra into play. Living Weapon. Go to combat. Attack for 5. Opponent goes down to 15. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Profane Tutor ticking down. Orfeo, thank you for gifting a sub to Fevered Mind. I'm sure they appreciate it. The hype train started. Okay. So opponent says they can't lose the game this turn. They spoils. Probably just exiling their whole deck. And Moto is like actively dying. Alright, opponent exiles 50 cards. Ugh, overlapping sound effects are loud. Yep, that's a loss. AK Tank, welcome. Let's see. So versus this opponent, we want the chalices. We probably want the fractures. And I think we want Stony Silence. No, we don't want Stony Silence, I don't think. I think just the chalices and the fractures. So what are we getting rid of? We definitely don't need the dams. Kaya's Guile is going to be way too slow and not do enough. And I think we get rid of Callous Blood Mage, because that's not really going to do anything. We might have to play Tempo Solitudes. Which would not be great, but at least would be feasible. Alright, I would like to play first. We have a Grief, we have an Ephemerate, we have stuff to evoke. I'm definitely keeping this. No! Ugh. Opponent. How dare you? Okay, Godless Shrine. Godless Shrine tapped. We need to draw a Fracture. I am not above putting Chalice on one here, as it will help. Opponent suspends Lotus Bloom. Okay, I'm going to put Chalice on 0 now. 3 cards for a 2-mana 3/2? That Thought Seizes your opponent twice, yeah. It's absolutely worth it. We draw a Stoneforge Mystic, so play Urborg. Play Stoneforge. Let's go get Kaldra. Chalice on 0. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Lotus Bloom ticking down. This also means that they can't Profane Tutor. Means it's still worth it without the discard. No, because we have Fracture in the deck, so like we can actually get rid of the Leyline of Sanctity. Play a Silent Clearing, and let's go ahead and put Kaldra into play. Alright, Living Weapon. Go to combat. And attack for 5. Opponent goes to 15. We pass. Lotus Bloom ticking down to 1. They play a Clearwater Pathway. And they pass. Now I could try and flicker Stoneforge Mystic here. But I think we can wait, because if we draw a Fracture, it gets way better. Like, Ephemerate becomes insane. We get a Malakir Rebirth. Alright, go to combat. Attack for 6. Opponent goes to 9. And we're going to play Agadine the Undercrypt tapped. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps, Lotus Bloom coming off Suspend, immediately going to get casted into the Chalice. Yep. So Chalice counters Bloom. Opponent plays a Plains. Now I could evoke Solitude and have lethal next turn. It's probably not worth it. Opponent is casting a Naked Spoils. Sure. A good chance they kill themselves here, depending on what they name. It's also a good chance they crash my game client. They named Angel's Grace, which is what they're going to use to stay alive. Okay. So we are going to cycle Silent Clearing. We really would like to draw Fracture. We get a Solitude. Untap. We draw another Grief. So go to combat. Attack for 5. Opponent Angel's Grace, they go to 1. Play Malakir Mire. Pass the turn. Opponent Serum Visions. So really the only thing they have that could extend this is if they played like Phyrexian Unlife, but I'm not even sure they main deck that anymore. They play a City of Brass, which they're dying to? Alright, opponent goes out on their own terms. Do we make any adjustments for this? No, I don't think so. All right. I think we got a mulligan. There's a Grief, but we're gonna mulligan again. I want a 4. Gosh, going to 3. Alright, I am going to keep this. And we put back Amaria's Call, Solitude, Undying Evil, and Charming Prince. Tarek, I'm sorry. You believed in me, and I let you down. Oh, opponent did not keep a hand with Leyline in it. Interesting. Alright. We untap. We draw Stoneforge Mystic. So play Agadeem the Undercrypt. Tapped. Pass the turn. Kano throwing again. Gosh. So opponent is, okay, suspending Profane Tutor. We untap. We draw Batterskull. So play a Maria Shattered Skyclave, untapped. Play Stoneforge Mystic. We're gonna get Kaldra. Pass the turn. I like being accused of throwing because it implies my skill level is high enough to control the game from a completely losing position. Alright, we untap. We draw Solitude. Alright, put in Kaldra. Living Weapon. Go to combat. Attack for 5. Oh, they got a path? They got a repeal for the token. What a jerk. Pass the turn. Can you try a wild pick? I can't for me. I don't understand what you're at. Can I, like, randomize your pick? Is that what you're saying? Because I can't do that, I don't think. Oh, Speculate War and Peace is really good in this meta? I don't know. I don't know if it's actually good in this meta. It could be. Opponent plays Phyrexian Unlife. We untap. We draw Plains. Play a Plains. Fracture the Unlife. Pass the turn. Oh, so you're saying try War and Peace in this deck? I think it's going to win more. And the only reason that I say that is because the removal that, like... Opponent suspends another Profane Tutor. The removal that, like, is good at... or is bad against War and Peace... They can just, like, kill you in response to the equip and stuff. Oh, pro-red and life gain? I mean, for burn, it might be good in like a different Stoneblade deck, but this is a deck that's playing Solitudes and stuff. Like, we have a 3/2 lifelink that we play for free. Opponent plays a Thassa's Oracle. Okay. So they manipulate their top deck. On their end step, let's put in Batterskull. Untap. We draw Urborg. So this is 5 to equip, this is 7 to equip. If I play Urborg, I could unlock my opponent's, like, black mana. I'm going to hold on to Urborg for a minute. If Kaldra was 5 to equip, I would play it out, but because it's not, I'm not going to. So, exile Thassa's Oracle, go to combat. Attack for 5. Yeah, I mean, they made an equipment that competes for a slot with Batterskull, so, like, I'm not saying Kaldra is bad by any means. And equipping for 7 is totally reasonable. I just didn't know because I don't play this card often enough. So opponent Profane Tutors for something. It's a Dark Slick Shores. They Prismatic Ending the token. Alright, they're just trying to slow us down. Kind of hoping we can draw a Grief. We get a Malakir Rebirth. Play an Urborg. Go to combat. Attack for 3. Oh, I should have played Malakir Rebirth. I forgot that that's a land. To be fair, this isn't a Kano can't read situation, because it's literally the backside of the card. But, like... Oh, Batterskull was good with Stoneforge Mystic. That's why Batterskull was good. Alright, we untap. We draw Silent Clearing. So I can either try and equip Batterskull to get in for more damage, or I can cycle Silent Clearing and try and hit Hand Hate, or Artifact Removal, or a Chalice. I'm going to cycle Silent Clearing. We get an Agadeem's Awakening, which does nothing. Okay, I played a land this turn. Go to combat. Attack for 3. And our opponent down to 9. Pass the turn. Lotus Bloom coming off suspend. They draw. Opponent adds triple black. They're hard casting a naked ad nauseum. Alright, they reveal Angel's Grace. Seachrome, Serum Visions, Sleight of Hand. They are now under 5, so they have to be careful, because if they reveal ad nauseum, they're just going to die. So I suspect they play Pentad Prism here. Then they can suspend Lotus Bloom. Okay, they play Murkwater Pathway, which we did know about. Not sure why, because we have an Urborg out. They're going to have to use an Angel's Grace to stay alive. And they suspend Lotus Bloom. They cast a Serum Visions. Alright, they pass. We untap. Well, they have to discard first. They discard Pentad Prism, Seachrome Coast. We untap. We draw Charming Prince. Alright, go to combat. Attack for lethal. So opponent has to use Angel's Grace. Or Slaughter Pact, I guess, they could have. Angel's Grace. Alright. Opponent goes to 1. Play Charming Prince, go Scrying. I could flicker Stoneforge, but there's no real point to doing that. Scry. Fracture and Ephemerate. I'm going to go with neither of these cards are helpful. And play out the Undercrypt, tapped. Pass the turn. Opponent draws. Sleight of Hand. Unlife. That does keep our opponent alive. I guess I should have put Fracture on top of the deck. Alright, we untap. Yeah, that's how they win. We draw an Undying Evil. Equip Batterskull. They definitely run like a full playset of Oracle too. Because it's a 3-card, like, turn 3 combo. Hold Solitude as removal for it. It doesn't matter. They go to 0 cards in library, so even if we exile it, the trigger still wins them the game. Thassa's Oracle is a really dumb card. Pass the turn. That card really needed an intervening if clause for if Thassa's Oracle is still on the battlefield. So opponent spoils of the vault. They might be... Yeah, they just exiled their whole deck. So they're winning here. This was actually my fault. So I lost because I didn't put Fracture on top when I scryed. I put it on the bottom of my deck. I was assuming they had another Angel's Grace and there wasn't going to be anything I could do about it but Hand Hate. So, like, I'm not entirely certain that was a punt. We already destroyed one Phyrexian Unlife, so I wasn't sure if they had another one. Alright, so let me restart the client here. And then we're going to play something else. Oh, that's true. I've got to do the prediction finish. So we lose. So I'm pretty sure that Sigma just won all of the points. 5 people believed in me, and only Sigma doubted, and Sigma just won it all. Okay. So I have an idea to build a different style of like mono red control deck, starting with the Skred list. But I also opened the last Urza Saga that I need. So I'm gonna play, I think, a little bit of Hammer Time first. Alright. Now that I have all the cards to play this deck at the fullest power level. Orfeo, thank you for resubscribing. Much appreciated. It's still not my birthday, but thank you. 7 months and 777 birthdays. Oh, man. Alright. Alright, so we'll upload the Hammer Time list, set it as current. For anyone using the Stream Decker extension. Thank you for getting that prediction. There, Six Sigma. So this is the list we're going to be playing. Get your bets in, get your bets in. Resident Doubter. Going ahead and queuing up. I mean, the deck's sick, Mom. It's really awesome. 20 play points on Doubt. Or not play points. Those are Moto terms. 20 skulls on Doubt, no skulls on Win. 10 skulls on Win. 20 to 20. $15.4K versus 20. Why do you put that many points in? You do realize you can only win back what you put in and your percentage of the other side, right? Okay, some other people are doubting now. Oh, you're just trying to put the pressure on me. That makes sense. Thoughts on arena only spoilers? I haven't really looked at them, but I don't have a problem with them existing, if that's the discussion you want me to have. I don't mind digital only cards. I just don't want them to be part of the primary competitive format of the platform they're on. That would be my, like, little asterisk. Sigma's over there chanting throw. Oh, nobody wants to play with me. I guess I can bring the deck list back up while I'm waiting. Alright, here we go. So we're going to reveal Luris. We have Saga, Springleaf Drum, Aid. This hand's amazing. Oh yeah, no, it's got to be a fair full game. All right, same guy looking like. We untap. We draw Stoneforge Mystic. Play Saga. Play Springleaf Drum. Play Memnite. Play Sigarda's Aid. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Lotus Bloom ticking down. Opponent plays a Pentad Prism. We untap and draw Canopy. Urza's Saga gains its additional ability. Play Inkmoth Nexus, pass the turn. So if they have exactly Angel's Grace, Spoils of the Vault, Thassa's Oracle, we lose. Opponent plays a City of Brass. Passes. Make a token. Untap. Draw. Go to main phase. Float mana. Animate Inkmoth. Okay. Go tutor up Colossus Hammer. Suit up the Nexus. So opponent has to have removal or a bounce spell. Opponent hardcasts ad nauseum. They have to get to a Slaughter Pact. Pact of Negation doesn't do it. And they only play one Slaughter Pact, I'm 99% certain. And they're dead. We got him. That one's for you, believers. All right. So, versus Ad Nauseam. Do we have a board? I guess Prismatic Ending, Fragmentize comes in, because those can deal with the Pentad Prisms, and I don't really care about their deck list, to be completely honest. I played Ad Nauseam enough, and I'm not that familiar with the new version, but I know a lot of the lines. I guess I'll bring in Seal of Cleansing as well, because we don't need Giver of Runes at all. And I can probably get away without, like, Steel Shaper's Gift. Actually, Prismatic Ending seems a little bit sketchy. Seal of Cleansing, I think, is just better. Mixum always votes wrong. Alright. Reveal Luris. This hand is not a good hand. Neither is this one. We got a hammer. And nothing else. Go to 4. Alright, keep. Put back Plains, Drum, Nexus. Mixum, that's... I'm sorry. Opponent leads on Lotus Bloom, suspend. Hope isn't lost, he mulliganed to 4. Alright. We untap. Draw Ornithopter. Play a Plains. Place a Garderzade. Cast Ornithopter. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps, Lotus Bloom ticking down. They play a Seachrome Coast. Into a Pentad Prism. We untap. Draw Steel Shaper's Gift. Play Ink Moth. Play Stoneforge. Go and get Colossus Hammer. Pass the turn. If I draw an untapped land, I have them dead. Lotus Bloom ticking down to 1. Alright, that's enough of the throw spam. Spoils. What did they spoils for? Thassa's Oracle? Yep, they named Thassa's Oracle. So they have Spoils, Grace, Spoils? Yep, Spoils, Grace, Spoils, Oracle. Nice. For the record, we weren't drawing an untapped land, so they were not dead. Run it back. Tastefully ignoring the throw chat. Ouch. Alright, we'll play first. Reveal Luris. Oh man, if we could draw another land, this would work. But that's a mulligan. We have no way to equip. Pithing Needle doesn't really do anything. 1 to 5. This has everything we need, technically. So we're going to put back Esper Sentinel and a Sigarda's Aid. Play Horizon Canopy. Play Sigarda's Aid. Pass the turn. Just need to draw an untapped land. And of course have Stoneforge Resolve. Which it will because my opponent didn't play a blue-white land to start, so they can't Pact of Negation untap Angel's Grace through the trigger. We untap, we draw another Pure Steel Paladin. That is not a land. Play Stoneforge. You think Sentinel could have been good because it could have let me draw a bunch of cards? It might have been better to keep them Pure Steel Paladin. But I don't think it's actually going to let me draw that many cards. Alright, opponent plays a City Brass, taps for white-black. They play a Pentad Prism. Alright, I need a land. Springleaf Drum is not a land, unfortunately. So, play Drum. Play Paladin. Pass the turn. So we have to survive this turn. Which is not likely. Not given the fact that my opponent kept a 7 and cast a cantrip. So if I had kept Sentinel instead of Paladin, I could have played Sentinel first. We would have drawn for Serum Visions and we would have drawn for Pentad Prism. So if I lose here, they Prismatic Ending Sigarda's Aid. That doesn't do it. They actually had to Prismatic Ending that Pure Steel, I think. We draw Seal of Cleansing. So tap Pure Steel for white. Play Hammer. Draw card. Play Plains. Animating Moth. Metalcraft. Opponent has spoils. They spoils. And they just killed themselves. It's not my birthday, Duder, but beating ad nauseum with Hammer Voice. Makes it feel like it's my birthday, I will say that. Alright. Hammer time beating ad nauseum. That's a win. So, believers, you get the points. Sorry, Mix-Em. Sorry, Mix-Em. 17K, what did you miss? A bunch of points going to people who bet on me winning. All right, let me restart the client, and we will do another. We'll do another Hammer time. It'll be Hammer time again. Magic is basically a coin flip and you lose consistently. No, I'm a bad enough player that my win percentage is like 50%. I'm the one making it a coin flip, Mexim. It's not Magic. Let's see. Hammer time. Where's hammer time? Got about a minute to place your channel points, bets. Wow, it was about dead even, and then lots of people believe it in me this time. Oh, now it's dead heat again. Sigma's like, people are believing in Kano? Quick, karmic balance! Alright, we'll play first. Reveal Luris. We got a Nexus. This is a slow hand. It's not completely unreasonable, because we do have Pure Steel. Yeah, we'll keep. I don't think this player's Adnaz. It's not the same name like the last two. Play Esper Sentinel, pass the turn. Opponent plays Scalding Tarn and passes. We untap, draw planes, go to combat. Tarek. Hit them for 1. Play a planes, play Stoneforge Mystic. Go and get a Colossus Hammer. Opponent gets a Zagoth Triome. Pass the turn. They play a Misty Rainforest. They crack Misty Rainforest. I should have played Inkmoth Nexus there instead of that Plains. That was actually a punt. Opponent taps for green-black. They are going to Abrupt Decay the Stoneforge Mystic. Why would you do this, opponent? Play Inkmoth. Play Pure Steel. Play Colossus Hammer. Draw a card. Go to combat. Attack for 1. Pass the turn. Opponent scoops. They cannot beat the hammer because they wasted their Abrupt Decay at sorcery speed because they didn't read Stoneforge or didn't apparently care about what I grabbed. Okay, so it gets 3 to 5 color whatever. I could bring in Sanctifiers, because that's going to be like immune to all of their removal. What is it better than, though? I'll say a land and maybe a giver. I probably want Prismatic Ending, but I have no idea what to take out for that. Like, I could take out Steel Shaper's Gift, but we'll just run it back. Ow. I wonder if that one came through on audio. That was my neck popping. Reveal Luris. Oh yeah, this hand is great. Keep. Opponent leads on Misty. We untap and draw Inkmoth Nexus. Players a Saga. It gains its ability. Play Springleaf Drum. Pass the turn. Opponent cracks Misty. Probably a Triome again. Yep, Rogrin Triome. They untap. They got Alpine Moon. Alright, Sand is a lot less good now. Still not terrible, but a lot less good. They name hers as Saga. They play Scalding Tarn. We untap. We draw Stoneforge. So, play Inkmoth. Play Thopter. Stoneforge. Go get Hammer. Pass the turn. But a crack Scalding Tarn. Thought you said go get hammered. Opponent untaps. No, that is not what I said, of course. How does Moon kill Saga even with counters on it? Because, that's a good question. I don't actually know. We draw Steel Shaper's Gift. Play Plains. Gosh dang it, that threw off my whole deal. Play Stoneforge Mystic. Go and get a hammer. Play the hammer. Pass the turn. No attacks. Loses all land types and abilities. Oh, that's true. That makes sense, Orfeo. Opponent passes. We untap. Draw another Ornithopter. Play a Plains. Play an Ornithopter. Play Pure Steel. Equip. Play Hammer 2. Draw a card. Equip. Yeah. Hit our opponent for 20. Sagas are very weird rules-wise. Their triggers at a really, really weird time. So opponent can exile Ornithopter. Right. Equip to Pure Steel. Equip to Ornithopter. Pass the turn. Opponent upticks to Fairy to 3. Yeah, they should not have made it both. We untap. Draw another Ink Moth. Animate an Ink Moth. Equip. You know what? Steel Shaper's Gift. Oz, welcome. Been a long time. How's it going? Get another hammer. Play an Ink Moth. Play a hammer. Draw a card. Equip. Go to combat. Attack our opponent, attack our opponent, attack our opponent. It's not my birthday. Am I getting fogged? Abzan colors, 5 mana. Bring to Light? Like, no, that's Simic. This could be like Bring to Light for like a Fog or a Maelstrom Pulse, I guess. If this is Bring to Light for Maelstrom Pulse, that'd be a hell of a play. Bring to Light. I mean, it could be for Wrath of God, too. Or Supreme Verdict. Supreme Verdict. Yep. There goes all my guys. I was going to say, if it was Settle the Wreckage would have been fine. Because that gives me all the mana I need to just recover and kill my opponent next turn. Three mana, opponent plays General Ferris Rockrick. Upticks to Fairy 2/4. We untap. Draw Memnite. Play Plains. Play Memnite. Play Paladin. Animate. They might just block, but equip. Equip. It's another why don't you just play 5 colors deck that cries when you got the hammer. Oh, that Euro got the hammer, or Uro, or whatever. Most of these decks aren't actually 5 colors, they're just playing 5 colors to make Prismatic Ending good. attack our opponent. Kill Rockrick. I actually lost on one of the recent constructed videos I did. I lost to Rockrick because my opponent, even through a Blood Moon, could cast their multicolored spells because they're main decking Manamorphose. I was pretty mad. You don't know any of the cards from MH2? Did it have a big impact? Huge. There's this. This is the removal spell that displaced Path to Exile. That should tell you everything you need to know about it. I printed a new best in slot 1-drop. Yeah. Oh, good, Valky. How you doing, Valky? So opponent can like unsummon the hammer attached to Memnite, or unsummon Memnite and then exile Pure Steel. So I need to draw Pure Steel number 3. I have 2 draws to do it. That is not Pure Steel. Play Horizon Canopy. Sack to draw. Pure Steel. There it is. Play Pure Steel. Animate Nexus. Opponent sent me a message. They said, Jesus. Them draws. You're playing 5-color good stuff with tutors that automatically cast your spells. Don't complain. Alright, well that was fun. Do love me some Hammer Time. So I have... I had an idea for how to make the mono-red Scred deck better, and I kind of want to do that now. And the TLDR on it is it won't be Scred anymore. So this is that deck. And I have an idea on how to upgrade this. Oh, the betting pool. Right. Hammer Time 1. Against all odds, Hammer Time 1. See, I'm not good with eggs, and I never have the time to learn all of Egg's lines. And I definitely don't want to learn them on stream when it's not going to be interesting to watch. Okay. So, the idea that I had to upgrade this was basically, instead of playing Scred, we play Unholy Heat. Instead of the 25th land and Koth, we just play Karn. We drop... We put a Worm Coil into the side. And we get rid of... There was a card I needed to get rid of out of the side. I think it's Pyroclasm to make that adjustment. And then we need to replace 4 mountains with Prismatic Vista. Is there any need for snow now? Technically, the Scrying Sheets plan is still available. I was going to go down to 3 Wish, I think. You were very impressed by how well Scred did? You thought it was bad? So I was going to cut a Wish. Relic is better off as the other Grave Hate Soul Guide Lantern, I think. Enters the battlefield, exile a card from a grave, exile each opponent's graveyard, and sack it to draw. And then I was going to play Bauble. To help turn on Unholy Heat and get through the deck faster. You feel like the Wish effect can be even more broken than this? I could always put it in Mono Red Storm. I don't think Alpine Moon's going to be good in this deck because we're actually just playing Blood Moon. And that will do the same thing. I do need to put a Liquimetal coating into the side. And I think it's going to be over... Probably Chandra, to be completely honest. So we're going to call this, instead of Scred Wish, call this Red Wish. Yeah. Pretty sure it does. Not 100% though. Don't actually know. Porter, hush. That's our roommate. That's your buddy. Shh. No. No barking. All right. So I'm gonna play a quick game with this, just to see if it works. Well, no lands, so I think that's a mulligan. Two lands, 2 Blood Moons, a Lightning Bolt. Sure. Oh, yeah, I think you're right. I'm going to put back Anger. You got half a cow today? Nice. It is a very economical way to buy beef. Play a mountain, pass the turn. Opponent cracks Polluted Delta. I actually probably shouldn't even be playing the snow-covered mountains. I don't think the Scrying Sheets is actually going to be worth it. Opponent fetches up a Raugrin Triome. They play a forest, then pass. We untap, draw a mountain, play mountain, pass the turn. Scredless Scred. Yep. That's correct. Opponent stuck on 2 lands. We untap, we draw Scrying Sheets. Play a mountain. Blood Moon. Pass the turn. They untap. They play a mountain. They play Seasoned Pyromancer. Alright. So this is probably the Elemental Glimpse deck then. Which is really annoying. Oh, they ditched Lightning Helix and Kolaghan's command. Maybe this is just like some sort of 5-color weirdness. We untap. We draw a mountain. Well, we are well on our way to casting this Worm Coil. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. They draw. They play a Plains. They go to combat. They attack for 4. Bolt the Pyro. Take 2. Go to 18. Strange Wish card. Yeah. We draw Unholy Heat. Play a mountain. Oh, there's not a prediction going right now, no. Is there any 2-drop or less card that I want to get with Wish? I think I would wish for like Valakut Exploration or Trinisphere, but I don't want to do that yet. Pass the turn. Yeah, it is very mana intensive because it forces you to play the card that turn. But like, it's not actually that bad. This deck plays Chandra, Torch of Defiance to get ahead on mana. The previous version was playing Koth. Opponent attacks for 2. Kill the 1/1. Take 1. Seasoned Pyro is such an underrated card. I mean, it's a divination attached to a body. It's effectively a Mull Drifter. And Mull Drifter is a really good card. And then, like, it makes you other tokens. Do we need to kill the 1/1? We do need to like mitigate damage for as long as possible. Play Worm Coil. Pass the turn. So as long as my opponent doesn't have Path. So we replaced Skred for the Unholy Heat to kill 1/1s, basically. I mean, there were more changes than just that, but... What about Steamkin? No. We play too many colorless cards. Steamkin's better when you're casting a million spells in one turn. Like the Mono Red Storm deck with Birgi from Kaldheim. Fervent Cathar. Why is Heat better again? Because it can hit Planeswalkers. Skred can't. My opponent is casting Scion of Draco. We most certainly do not need to play Mono Red Tron next. So if I'm wishing, I can just get like Shatter Spree. I suspect my opponent trades if I attack. And that's fine, because we're going to end up with the tokens. If that's the case, then I will wish for Valakut Exploration. Hit them for 6, gain 6. Play Bauble. Wish. Okay. I mean, it might just be better to, like, Flame Slash. Now let's get the draw engine. Yeah, I forgot to do a prediction prior to this round. Okay. Pass the turn. Bauble. They're drawing a mountain. They play a mountain. Is this prismatic ending to kill Valakut Exploration? Yep. I think on the surface, Tarek, you are completely false and wrong. Opponent hits us for 6. We untap. We draw. Mountain. We get a wish. Go to combat. Attack for 6. Opponent chumps. Gain 6 and go to 20. Second main. So Figure of Destiny requires 4 mana to start leveling up. It still might be the play. Play a mountain. Wish. Dude or no? Was it 6 to level up all the way? If I had 1 more mana this turn, this would be great. Maybe this was a little bit premature. Play Figure. Tome. I mean, honestly, I probably should just drop a Chandra Torch of Defiance in the sideboard if I was playing a version like this. Opponent have a burn spell. They untap. They draw. Well, that's what the Valakut Exploration was going to be, but it got Prismatic Visted. Or Prismatic Ending. Opponent had Tribal Flames, which they thought was an instant, but it's not. Okay, we draw Karn. Go to combat. Attack for 6. Opponent chumps. We gain 6. So opponent is Domain Aggro Zoo. Wish with Karn. Get second Worm Coil Engine. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. They go to combat. They kill Karn. Man, Worm Coil Engine not dying to Prismatic Ending is amazing. Yes, they do. having raised the current brown puppy here, they require a ton of energy. Attack for 6. Opponent blocks. We gain 6. Go to second main. Play a mountain. Play Worm Coil. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. They draw. And the game is over. All right. I'm not certain this is better than regular Scred. Like, we have instant sort of sorcery, artifact, land, creature, planeswalker, but if our creature's in the grave, we're having a bad time. If our planeswalkers are in the grave, we're having a bad time. We don't really have any enchantments to put in the grave, so... And we don't have any cheap sorceries. So maybe Unholy Heat is not the way to take this deck. No sideboard, run it back. I think the Scred version of the deck is probably still better. Whoa. Am I dropping a ton of frames? I am apparently dropping a ton of frames. Do I still have internet? I think the internet is down. Alright, hopefully I'm back now. That's a mulligan. Hang on. I can keep this, though. I will keep this. I'm going to put back probably Soul Guide Lantern. Hey, Six Sigma, thanks for letting everybody know what was going on. But that sucked. I just lost internet for no reason at all. Even my roommate came downstairs and he was like, internet gone? And I was like, yep. Alright. Play a mountain, pass the turn. Appreciate that. Alright, opponent plays a tap land and passes. Pass the turn. We drew Chandra. Well, if we can resolve this Blood Moon, we'll be in a good place. Opponent plays a Windswept Heath. They crack it. They're going to get a basic Plains, 100%. Basic Forest, okay. Then they pass. We untap. Draw Prismatic Vista. Play the Vista. Crack it. Get a Mountain. Moon. Opponent taps for green, red. Moon resolves. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. They draw. They had a basic plains in their hand the whole time. Here comes Prismatic Ending. Yep. All right. So they answered the first moon. Oh, hang on. Get a mountain. Play a Mind Stone. But what about second moon? Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. They play a Temple Garden. And they pass. We untap. Draw on Holy Heat. Play Chandra. Uptick for damage. Okay. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. They draw. They play a mountain. Pass. We untap. Draw another Chandra. Uptick for damage. Hit a mountain. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. They draw. They play a mountain. Pass the turn. We untap. We draw a Mind Stone. Uptick. For damage. Play Mind Stone. Pass the turn. She's really good. She's effectively Jace the Mind Sculptor. She can draw you cards. She has another utility ability. She can answer creatures and threats on board, and then her ult wins the game. She's a 4 mana, 4 cost planeswalker. 4 abilities, 4 mana. Basically Jace. Just not blue. But we won, even despite the disconnect, which is awesome. Is this deck really legit? Thought on playing it at your FNM? If you do, play the version that I have posted to my YouTube. Play the Scred Wish, which is this list right here, plus a Pyroclasm in the sideboard. If you want to play this at your FNM, play this version. Give you a second if you want to screenshot it, otherwise it is up on my YouTube. It's not my deck originally. I saw somebody playing it, and it's sick. So I don't think I don't want to play eggs on stream, no. Awesome. Okay, so we played Hammer Time, we played Scred, I played the Orzhov Flicker. Let's see, what time is it? All right, if somebody's got a blue Tron list, if somebody has a blue Tron list, I'll play a 2-man with blue Tron. Do I have Fury? I have some number, but I don't have a full play set. I have 2. Do you have an interesting list, Sigma? What happened to Mono Blacktron? It got displaced by Cabal coffers becoming modern legal. I have a really sick Mono Black control deck that I was playing for a long time using Cabal coffers, which is basically like Singleton pile the deck, and it's awesome. The Tron list that Tarek was talking about earlier, Teamer Fury Tron. Oh, I don't have Endurance, and Endurance is $50 a piece, and I only have 2 Fury. I have everything else, but I can't actually play that list. I'm like $150 short of that. And I literally just spent $100 getting the Griefs and Solitudes, so that's not a thing that's happening today, I don't think. I'm not opposed to playing that list. I've got more Modern Horizons drafts to do, so if I open them, I'll play it. $150 donation deck. Yeah. Um. Let me think. Is there anything else? I mean, I could play a 2-man with the Mono Black control deck. Oz hasn't seen it. I don't want to play Eggs Mix him. I know. Yeah. Is this a brew? Yeah, this is something I actually put together. And it's been doing quite well, just not, I haven't played it for a while. But I can play it for, I can play it. So Mono Black Control version 7. What about Dragonstorm? I've not played that lately at all. I haven't updated it with MH2 cards. It might be worth trying though. We have 2 Thought Seizes and a Fatal Push. Yeah, I'll try keeping this. When it leads on Seachrome Coast, is this another... This is another Adnaz player? It is not. It's Death and Taxes. Take Stoneforge. Pass the turn. When it plays a Plains, then passes, we untap. Draw Sign in Blood. Play Verdant Catacombs. Sign in Blood. Pass the turn. There's a Coffers. When it plays Tech Edge. Into Sword. We untap. Draw Baleful Mastery. Play Coffers. Thoughtseize you. Solitude, Skyclave Apparition. Take Skyclave. Suspend Profane Tutor. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. They play a Silent Clearing. They play a Skyclave apparition with no value. We untap. Profane Tutor, take it down. We draw Obnixilis. Crack Verdant. Get a Swamp. Fatal Push. And Sign in Blood. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Sunbaked Canyon. They play Thalia. As if Thalia would stop me. We untap. Do I have any blood left to sign the next one? Oh, don't you worry. We absolutely do. You know, get another Coffers. Then we draw. Fatal Push. Play second Coffers. 4 mana. Then Erebos' Intervention. Oh, wait. I forgot. Fatal Push. Sign in Blood. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. So they are going to Tech Edge a Coffers. Seems reasonable. They play a Skyclave apparition, no value. We untap. We draw a Swamp. Play Bloodstained Mire. Add 4, make it 5. Play Obnixilis. Down tick to destroy Skyclave. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Opponent plays a Flicker Wisp. They're going to flicker their planes, so they're probably going to sack Sunbaked Canyon. We untap. Draw Damnation. Play a Swamp. Uptick Ob. Oh, I should have upticked first. That's a mistake. It's Obnixilis Reignited. Thoughtseize Solitude. Add a bunch of black mana. Erebos' Intervention, gain a ton of life. Pass the turn. He's basically a 5-mana Phyrexian Arena that occasionally murders creatures. Opponent Flicker Wisps. Flickering their planes. We untap. Draw Baleful Mastery, play Coffers, play the second Coffers. Uptick. Play Archon of Cruelty. So opponent sacks, discards, and loses life. We gain life, draw. Opponent scoops. So versus mono white Death and Taxes, I want Damnation, I want Curse of Death's Hold, and I probably want Feed the Swarm. Well, I think just one Feed the Swarm's fine. I can get rid of... Baleful Mastery is not as good versus them, because they don't really play Planeswalkers. We'll just side one out for Damnation. Yeah, we'll keep. Opponent plays a Plains, plays a Giver of Runes. We draw Obnixilis. Thoughtseize. Opponent has Thalia, Arbiter, Stoneforge Mystic. Take Thalia. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Ghost Quarter, play Stoneforge. They get Kaldra. That is kind of a problem. We get Cabal Coffers. Play Swamp, suspend Profane Tutor. So we're going to get Kaldra here. Yep. Damnation will not save me now. Take 5, go to 13. We untap. Profane Tutor taken down. Draw a Swamp. Play a Swamp. Pass the turn. We gotta pay for Arbiter? Nah, I'm holding the kill spell. Unless they drew a land here. They go to combat. Attack is for 6. Take 6. Go to 8. Or 7. Opponent plays Arbiter. Kill... Oh, wait. I have to kill Giver of Runes, don't I? Alright, kill Giver of Runes. It's Kaldra Complete. It's another Modern Horizons 2. So, pay for Arbiter. Profane Tutor comes off suspend. We get Baleful Mastery. Then draw. Feed the Swarm. Play Swamp. New plan. Oh, wait, no, never mind. Baleful Mastery. Exile the token. I will take a look at it in a minute. When it plays a Horizon Canopy, the token's indestructible as long as it's attached to Kaldra. So not really. When it plays a Flicker Wisp, Flickering Kaldra. Oh, that's fair. Alright, we untap. Draw an Urborg. Yeah, that's a scoop. I want to bring in Vampiric Link, actually. And Baleful Mastery's coming back in. Put the Damnation back in the side. I'm going to drop the Feed the Swarm. And probably Worst Fears, actually. I'm not a fan of ever siding out Worst Fears, but there are times where it is bad. Alright, Hand Hate the Hand. It's almost necessary to beat Eidolon of the Great Revel. Take Aether Vial. Pass the turn. We untap. Draw Erebos' Intervention, play a Swamp. Inquisition. Take Sanctifier. Thoughtseize. Take Flicker Wisp. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Plains. We untap. Draw an Urborg. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one. Sign in Blood. Play a Swamp. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Concealed Courtyard, which we didn't know about. We draw Cabal Coffers. Play Urborg. My opponent might Tech Edge me next turn. So let's Mastermind's Acquisition. And I think I'm going to get Liliana of the Dark Realms. Pass the turn. I'm kind of anticipating they're going to Tech Edge. They play an Aether Vial, so they're holding Sunbaked Canyon and Batterskull. We draw Profane Tutor. So play Coffers. Add a bunch of mana. Play Lily. Uptick. Get a Swamp. Suspend Profane Tutor. She's a way to guarantee you make your land drops every turn without paying life. She's actually really, really underrated. She doesn't go in a lot of decks, and she can't actually fit in almost any black deck that currently exists in the modern metagame. But I used to play her back in Standard, and she does a lot of work in this deck. So if my opponent plays Batterskull, we can just instantly kill Batterskull, like the token. Opponent plays Skyclave Apparition, which hits Lily, unfortunately. Then Tech Edge's Coffers, that's fine. Profane Tutor ticking down. We draw Professor Onyx, which is just Liliana in disguise. Pass the turn. Aether Vial ticking up. Opponent goes to combat. They attack. No, we're gonna hold on to this in case of... We're gonna hold on to this in case of Leonin Arbiter. Or Thalia. Thalia would be a good one to hit with this. So, Erebos' Intervention. X3. Opponent is holding Batterskull, one unknown. We untap. Profane Tutor coming off, suspend. Cast Profane Tutor. So we're going to be playing Professor Onyx this turn. The question is, what is our follow-up? Coffers? I'm probably down-ticking Professor Onyx. Sigma thinks Coffers. I was actually thinking Liliana Dreadhorde General. Get more mana to cast something off of it. Oh, we're drawing this turn too, yeah. Onyx digs, so does General. I'm thinking Dreadhorde. We draw Soul Shatter. Play a Swamp. Play Dreadhorde General. Yeah, that's the plan. We're gonna make blockers. Opponent is holding a Batter Skull, and they can cycle Sunbaked Canyon. But, like, if they play a creature, we just barter in blood and, like, follow up with another Planeswalker with a different name. She has 7 loyalty as well. Yep. Opponent cycles Sunbaked Canyon. They untap. Aether Vial going up to 3. That means no Stoneforge Mystic. Could mean Flicker Wisp, though. They play a tap land. They pass. We untap. Draw Damnation. Alright. Play Professor Onyx. Downtick. Make our opponent sack. Get a big token. Uptick Dreadhorde General. Go to combat. Attack for 2. The reason I didn't go for coffers, by the way, off that Profane Tutor was basically because my opponent could just top deck a Ghost Quarter and then, like, what's the point? Whereas if I drew another thing... Yep, there it is. Oh, did you think your Batter Skull will save you? We untap. Draw an Inquisition. Hand check. Drain our opponent. Caldra. Okay. Go digging. Gonna take Sign in Blood. I know there was a coffers in that pile. Drain our opponent. Increasing Ambition and Fatal Push. That makes my life pretty easy. We're saving Soul Shatter because my opponent does have Caldra, so if somehow they were to hard cast it, make a token. Game over. All right. So who is the believers this time? Sigma. Oh, man. Yeah, Cabal Coffer is getting printed into Modern. I think is like... I think that this deck will become insanely powerful the instant that, like, Ragavan is out of the format. If they ban Lurrus, Bauble, and Ragavan, this deck becomes the best deck in the format, hands down. So I was going to take a look at the list that Duder sent, which was a Mono Blue Tron list. I do not have a Hall of the Storm Giants. And I do not have a mascot exhibition. I don't have an updated Dragonstorm list, and I don't really have it in me to update it right this second. I'm sorry to hear that, Mr. Poopy Butthole. I have a lot of European fans, which is kind of interesting to me. I'm going to edit this because There are some tech choices in here I really don't like. Actually, let me read Hall of the Storm Giants. Okay. Let me go get one and a mascot exhibition really quick. Actually, let me restart the dang client first. Mix-up, if you need to go to bed, you should probably go to bed. I think this is probably going to be the last match I play tonight. Moto still has a 45-minute shelf life. Yeah. So Hall of the Storm Giants and mascot exhibition. All right. I spent 5 tickets. It's basically it might get fixed when I update to modern hardware. Somebody sent me a slightly more modern GPU than I had. And by slightly, I mean it was literally 7% worse, but a newer series based on benchmarks. And it didn't do anything for me. Okay. So, a few changes I'm going to make to this deck. I am not going to play Academy Ruins, and I'm not going to play Mindslaver. One, two, three, four, 5. Just homogenize my islands. Moto's not GPU intensive. No, in theory it's not. I can tell you though that if I turn on the animated foil treatment or the summoning sickness spinning, it like instantly kills my computer. 64 gigabytes will get you 2 hours of runtime. This computer has 16 or 32 gigabytes of RAM because it was way over provisioned at the time. I'm gonna run another repeal instead of the what do you call it? Instead of the Mindslaver. Is there a reason that I'm not seeing for you to be running these signets or these talismans instead of the blue-black one? Talisman of Dominance, because Talisman of Dominance tapping for black matters for Dismember. You pay 1 less life that way. If there's some reason that I'm not seeing, just feel free to clarify, and I'll happily admit to not reading the cards. If it's an engineered explosives thing, you're not gonna need to set engineered explosives above 2, really. Ceremonious Rejection is not going to counter a lot in the current Moto metagame. Maybe Mystical Dispute over Rejection. I'm going to bring in an environmental science. I really like that card if we're playing Divide by Zero. Spatial Contortions, Stone Coil Serpent. I'm going to play a Chalice on the side. Okay. This is the list I'll be playing. Hopefully that's not too much of an adjustment, duder. Oh, is it really? Okay. That's fine. Like, any blue talisman will do in a pinch anyway. Alright. This is not an optimized Bluetron list, and I haven't played Bluetron in months. But if it will appease Duder, I'll play his list. I think that's a mulligan. I like this about 5% more. I'm going to keep. Put back field. Lead on mine, play map, pass the turn. Were you constantly begging? We draw a tower, play an island, pass the turn. Dick Record! Thank you for the raid. It is not my birthday. Preempting all of the raiders who Dick Record has lied to. I don't think the badges are broken. I think it's censoring his name. So on their end step, let's go and get a power plant. We untap. Draw Divide by Zero. Play power plant. Pass the turn. Can't you update the sensors? It's controlled through the template that Stream Elements has that was made by Wizards of the Coast, so I may not be able to. Opponent cycles Monstrous Carry Bid. Twice. They untap. They draw. Chosen this life of obscenity. They evoke Grief. We have 2 counter spells. This is fine. I should have actually countered that, but... No, I shouldn't have. I punted into the correct line. Stream looks like it's working good now. Yeah, I'm not sure why it broke earlier. But we lost internet here, and it sucked. Opponent takes Condescend. Sacks Grief. Divide doesn't hit Living End. Oh, crap, you're right. I was supposed to actually Divide by Zero that Grief on the stack. Target spell or permanent with mana value 1 or greater. What do they call that? Kano can't read? Something? Bounce. Well, yeah. Divide by Zero. I'm gonna get Mascot Exhibition. Top deck Ugin one time. Yeah, that would be pretty sick. Well, Mascot Exhibition gets griefed. That's what happens. Okay. They pass. Come on, Eugene. There he is. There's my boy. -5? Pass the turn. Later, Mixum. You have a good night. Ugin's a 2 of, yep. Wait, did a bunch of commands get deleted? Top decking like a god. Opponent cascades into Living End and then refuses to cast it. We draw a power plant. Shoot Shardless. Play Trinket Mage. Huh. That's weird. I wonder what happened then. We'll get a Walking Ballista. Play a power plant. Play Ballista X3. Pass the turn. That's happened before. We have lost commands before. I would ask... check with the other mods in the mod channel. See if anybody accidentally deleted them. We untap and draw a Remand. Play an island. Shoot our opponent. Go to combat. Attack, attack. Counter on Ballista. Counter on Ballista. Hit them for 7. Pass the turn. Leave up Remand. Opponent technically didn't lose yet, but they lost the second we played Ugin. Yeah! Top deck Eugene! Winning the game. Alright, so versus the Living End deck, we're bringing in Chalice of the Void. And that's about it. We don't have any Grave Hate. I don't know really why we're playing Basilisk Collar. Because we only have... I guess it's fine attached to like a Trinket or a Treasure Mage, but... I feel like that would be better... I feel like that would be better if we were playing Thought-Knots here. I'm going to always try and top deck my 2 outs every game, every league. Might be a plan. Collar plus Ballista equals lots of dead things. That's fair. That's fair. Perfect. Keep. As long as we don't get griefed. Opponent plays a Scalding Tarn. Crack Scalding Tarn. I really want to top deck an island. They shock Steam Vents. They cycle Striped Riverwinder. Halsey, you know you're the bad guy in that scenario, right? We draw Talaria West. Play Talaria West. Chalice on 0. Pass the turn. Opponent cycles another Striped Riverwinder. And a Street Wraith. Plays a Mana Confluence. Yeah, Chalice is a 1-of. Opponent cycles a whole bunch of stuff. We draw Divide by 0. Play Power Plant. Pass the turn. Opponent cycles an Architects of Will. We untap. Draw Treasure Mage. Play Tower. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. They play a tap land. They pass. On their end step. Get thirsty. We'll discard Walking Ballista. Untap. They have a Force, maybe? There's the Tron. Play the Urza's mine. Battle Ball, go! Void Mirror kills Bring to Light. It doesn't stop Bring to Light being cast, but it stops them casting whatever they cast off of Bring to Light, yes. So it turns Bring to Light into 2 prowess triggers. Rips the 3rd Tron land right on time. We thirsted. We drew 3 extra cards. But yes, we're getting extraordinarily lucky right now. And it may not even be enough. See, the thing is, if they have Force for Chalice, and then they tried to Living End, we could just Spell Burst the Living End. Opponent cycles a Street Wraith. You don't like playing Battle Ball there? I'm getting griefed? Alright. Grief, exiling grief. Scoop. We got it. Oh, even if you're playing one of the worst decks in the format, if you top deck like a god, you can win. Alright, Duder, I hope that was appeasing to you. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. You're all wonderful human beings. Dick Record, thank you for rating. Orfeo, thank you for resubscribing and gifting a sub. Recall and Halsey, thank you for resubscribing. You're all wonderful human beings. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I hope to see you guys next time. Bye! Oh, wait, hang on. Did I complete the prediction? I did not complete the prediction. Hang on. Choose outcome. We won. Good night, everybody.